What's up, everybody? This is Kian, and welcome to my next podcast in the series that I'm making to help you guys learn English faster and prepare for your IELTS test a lot more effectively. And today we're gonna move on to the next topic, which is about lifestyle. We're not gonna talk about education anymore. We've been done with that topic. I must have made about 16 or 17 podcasts, which are dedicated entirely to the topic of education, which is really crazy. I hope that we've covered all the aspects of education so that you guys have enough ideas and vocabulary to tackle whatever that is thrown at you in the IELTS test, especially when it comes to the topic of education. There was this one time I received a question related to the topic of education, and I did it like splendidly. I actually acquired a band 8 after the test, and I felt like, that was well worth it because I've been practicing really hard, and I've been spending a lot of time writing and stuff. And after receiving such a band score, I felt like, on the top of the world, really. And I hope that you guys can achieve the same band score that I did, or at least you guys can achieve the band score that you desire. Cool, so today we're going to talk about stress, which is something that we all need to cope with in our modern society. What do you think are the factors that cause stress? And what is the best way to deal with this problem? So basically, in my opinion, I think there are many factors that cause people to suffer from stress and stress-related diseases. Firstly, I think our pace of life right now is really, really fast. And we just need to deal with just lots of pressure. We need to think about money and time, and most people actually fail to achieve a healthy balance between their work life and their personal life. So it's fair to say that these days life is getting harder and harder, especially for people who are living in the city, where you just deal with just lots of pressure and stress when it comes to finding employment or to maintain a just reasonable quality of life. And we also need to factor in the fact that living costs in both cities and the countryside are increasing dramatically. So as a result, everyone just has to work incredibly hard so that they can ensure that their family members and loved ones can enjoy an acceptable living standard. And we all want the best for our family members. You want your kids to receive the best possible education. And of course, you also want your parents to be taken care of, both of which just happen to be really expensive. Since everyone just has a lot on their plate, they just have to work really hard and suffer from stress-related diseases because of the failure to allocate enough time to recreation or recreational activities. This is actually a very, very serious problem because scientists actually suggest that people who fail to gain adequate leisure time are much more prone to psychological distress, such as anxiety or depression. So we are living in a highly stressful environment where the work-obsessed culture is becoming the norm. And if you just appear to be working less than other people, they may think that you are a slacker, you are just lazy, which is a serious problem because, not everyone has to work that hard. I don't think that anyone should be working that hard because it seems to me that we just work hard to earn money, to buy things or to afford things that we otherwise don't need. And we tend to earn money to impress the people that we don't like. And it is just crazy why people are working so hard and they don't even recognize that it is really damaging to their health and their well-being as a whole. Because I just think that everyone should just want a little less so that they can have more time to enjoy life. Because it is evident that a lot of people are earning a lot of money, but they don't have much time for themselves and for their loved ones, and their personal life actually, suffers, and it can be a serious source of stress. Okay, and I also think that the disharmony with colleagues and family members can also be a serious source of stress, because if you come home and your wife or your kids just resent you for things that you've done, probably you are wrong or they are wrong, but they just don't feel good being around you, and it can cause stress. Or when you go to work and you just don't get along well with your coworkers, it's gonna be incredibly difficult for you to derive much job satisfaction from your work. And another factor, which is a personal factor, is also something that actually decides whether a person is prone to stress or not. For example, a pessimistic person may interpret a positive challenge as a threat and responds very negatively to that challenge. And optimistic people may just think, this problem is not really a problem at all. This challenge is gonna help me grow, and I'm really excited doing things like this so that I can grow as a person. But pessimistic people may not think that way. They may think this is gonna be unpleasant and I'm not gonna stick to it. I'll just try doing other things that are more pleasant. So your characteristic also dictates whether you are susceptible to stress or not. So let's talk about what can be done about this problem, shall we? Right, so first and foremost, I think everyone has to realize that they should work a little less, even though they may have a little less money and their standard of living is gonna be decreasing a little, but their general quality of life may be higher because they may have more time to enjoy life, and since they feel happier, then their quality of life may increase. And I also think that everyone should strive for a healthy balance between a personal life and a work life, and they should all try to spend enough time doing things that they like so that the level of stress is gonna decrease. And furthermore, I also think that this is gonna be really effective. I think everyone should try to do some activities, some physical activities like running or playing sports, because scientifically it helps you reduce the level of stress-induced hormones in your body. So in the past, when you feel stress, it means that there are some threats and you may need to run for it. You may need to run for your life. So I think it is reasonable to say that running actually helps you alleviate stress. And I also think that the government can do a lot in helping people deal with stress better. So for example, they should mount some awareness campaigns about the dangers and repercussions of stress. And they should promote the idea that working less or having less materialistic things is not a problem. And high-profile people like public figures and celebrities should also spread the message. They should promote the idea that just having things is not something that brings about happiness, because they are actually the exemplar of that idea, because famous people actually have a lot of materialistic things, right? But more often than not, they often need to deal with a lot of stress and are very unhappy about their lives. Well, there's this saying that goes, I just wish that everyone can be successful and rich so that they will realize that these things are just not worth striving for. And the thing that everyone should strive for in life is actually to be happy and to help people in any way that you can. And finally, a long-term solution is actually to educate school children about how to make themselves immune to stress. And this can be done in multiple ways. The most important of which is actually for therapists to talk to students about the main sources of stress, how to avoid them, how to arrange their schedules to achieve a healthy balance between their study life and their recreation. And of course, they also need to learn how to deal with stress. And these young people will grow up and act as role models to their children. And I think the positive impact of such an initiative is going to be reverberating throughout generations. All right, so I think I'm going to end this podcast here because it's quite long already, even though I just talked about only one topic, which is stress and how to deal with it. And I really hope that you guys can learn something here, if not for the vocabulary, then for the ideas, or vice versa. Right, so I am really happy that we've been done with the topic of education because it's been dragging my legs really because it's really, really long. I think the topic of lifestyle is going to be way more fun because we can talk about lots of things in life. And I kind of enjoy talking about stress and how to deal with it because I don't actually feel stressed very often because I think I am kind of immune to stress. Maybe because of the fact that I am doing the things that I love. So even though I need to work like 10 or even 12 hours a day, I still feel like I am enjoying my life. Even though many people may see it in a different light, they may think that I am overworking, but in fact I am enjoying myself, and that's all. Right, so I really hope that you guys can find a major that you guys enjoy studying, or you may find employment where you really enjoy working. So yeah, that's it for the podcast today, and see you guys in the next episode.